What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the greatest city in the world, Wrestling City. As always, I'm your mayor, Taylor,
And I'm Ryler.
and the Royal Rumble 2026 Royal Rumble is officially behind us, and that means the road to WrestleMania has officially begun. So, we're just going to be talking about where we think the card or where we think certain individuals will be going into WrestleMania following the 2026 Royal Rumble that took place this weekend. And to be fair, they left a lot of questions unanswered. We know that Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns have won their respective Royal Rumbles, but outside of that, I mean, I think we each have like a clear. It's not clear, but we have an idea on where we think they will go. Um, so we're just going to get into that. Ryler, let's leave it up to you. Where do you want to start first?
So I feel like we could. Well, first of all, this Rumble was just. It was a doozy. I mean, or if anything, the lack of, because it was not much to like. It just wasn't a good pay per view. But I guess we can start with the. I guess we'll start with the main event. We will start with the men's Royal Rumble because I feel like there's at least a little bit more to talk about, even if it's negative. And that is, like you said, Roman Reigns coming out the winner. And I don't know, man. I feel like I'm kind of going crazy because I'll see a lot of people online talking about how they thought this Rumble was like decent. They were like, oh, like they had some decent spots to it. They felt like they were satisfied except for I guess a few different, to the exception of a few spots, but I felt like my thoughts were the exact opposite. And it was like I was very disappointed with the exception of a few spots. How did you feel about this Rumble?
I mean, the men's rumble in particular, I I'm just gonna go ahead and say I think the women's rumble was a little bit better than the men's. The second half of the women's rumble. Now, I mean, we'll obviously get to the Liv Morgan and winning her rumble later on, but the Triple H, he just loves to come out before each PLE and say, "Oh, this PLE is going to be epic." We've
He
got a
said
few.
something about, yeah, start of a new era
Yeah,
again.
he says that after every PLE, after every
Yeah.
show. It's getting ridiculous at this point. He said, there's going to be a few surprises. The only surprise that we got was Royce Keys in the men's rumble. I just don't like. I just didn't like it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just wasn't a fan of the men's rumble. And look, I like Roman Reigns, I do, but I mean, I don't know who else they were going to give that rumble win to. You look at the field that was in there, and I've seen people throw out the name like LA Knight, Jacob Fatu. I saw his name being thrown out there. I saw people saying Obafemi. I think that would have been cool and all, but I think that I mean this was his main roster debut. I don't think you want to just throw him out there. I've seen people say Gunther. Honestly, dude, I don't think Gunther should have been in the Royal Rumble. I mean, he beats AJ Styles, and then later that night he has to go out there and then lose the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That didn't sit right with me. But the thing is, man, with Roman Reigns, so he did you hear that interview where he was on Pat McAfee show? I think it was Friday, and he pretty much
Uh-huh.
talked about WWE's lack in creating new stars, and now he feels like
Yes,
he
I
has
did
to.
see that.
And that
I think that was very clearly made for Unreal the next season. Um,
and that's the
and
thing, man. It feels like WWE is solely booking for that show.
yeah, because this Liv Morgan Rumble win is going to be included in the next season for sure.
Yeah, and don't even get me started on Braun Breaker. That whole thing right there. was, oh my gosh, dude. I mean,
These
I literally got,
rumbles, it's that first one eliminated.
yeah, dude, because we had a masked guy. I don't get what their obsession is with these masked guys. And now you got all these conspiracy theories like who is it? It's got to be Seth Rollins. It probably wasn't Seth Rollins under the hoodie then or behind the mask then, but it's got to be Seth Rollins. It's got to be. That's the only direction I see Braun Breaker going into WrestleMania if he doesn't have a world title match. Is it's going to be
Yeah,
against Seth Rollins.
I think that makes sense, but at the same time, it like that. Like, why would they put Seth Rollins under a mask? Why wouldn't he just attack him? Make his return and beat him up before the match. And oh, it's Seth Rollins. Um, I also don't think that really necessarily looked like his like frame. I don't know, but like you said, it could just been somebody for the time being under it. Um, I couldn't see anybody else. I saw some people say Jake Paul, but Jake Paul has hand tattoos, and that dude didn't. So unless they did like a swapperoo, like they have somebody else under it, like you said, placeholder for the time being. And even then, would that
Why would
really
Jake
be
Paul take
interesting? Yeah,
But why would Jake Paul take out Braun Breaker when his brother is in the vision with Logan Paul?
I don't know. I think people are just trying to make sense out of something, out of bad booking. Um, they took him out in the very beginning. So Braun Breaker, they just from the get go, we were like, "What is going on?" You had some ridiculous stuff going on. First of all, they had, I think it was six lucha libre people that were in the match, which is, I mean, fair when it's so like, but come on now, Ray Phoenix, Penta, um, Ray Phoenix, Penta, Dragon Lee, La Parka, absolutely no reaction whatsoever. The crowd did not care. That was technically a surprise entrant, but you wouldn't have known because, like I said, the crowd, I felt so bad for him. Um, so that was that. You had Brock Lesnar coming out and getting eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance,
He
so you
lasted
wouldn't have
5
even
minutes
known
in the Rumble match, bro.
you wouldn't have even known that he was eliminated. Even you were wondering, oh, like what just happened? Brock Lesnar just got eliminated
He
by
got
like Cody
eliminated
Rhodes
during
and
Jay
LA
Uso's
Knight.
entrance, bro.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother topic, man. Look, I like I like Jey Uso. I think he's a cool dude and everything, but dude, we have got to tone down this yeeting stuff, man.
it's
They are
been
just
2.5 years now that it's been
they are just
basically the start of the
beating
Eat stuff.
us over the head with it at this point, man. You've got to at a it's got to get gosh, man. I think he tried to play it back what 3 times, and then the third time is when Roman Reigns hit him in the face. Was like, no, I'm not doing this.
And I see so many people online like, oh, like basically trying to defend it. Like, people are getting mad at WWE right now for this, as if like, and they show like that Too Cool, like where Rikishi's in it, and then
Hmm.
Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty Too Hottie come out and they dance in the middle of the Rumble. But there's so many different issues with that like defense because like first of all we're not talking right now we're talking about Jey Uso coming out and doing this with Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Cody Rhodes being in the ring. We're also talking about all former world champions. What else? We're not in dead in the middle of the match. We're also at the end where we really need to start making up stuff, like making up for the shitty rumble that has been going on so far.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I just feel like it's not very comparable. And also people saying that as if like because it happened in the past means that like it's excusable to happen now. You know what I mean? Like uh, that probably even then that's too close. That probably wouldn't be very well received in current day. I mean, it doesn't mean because it did in the past it should be accepted now,
Hmm.
especially like I said with these world title circumstances around it. Um, so that I think was one of the biggest issues. And then number 30, Gunther being number 30. I don't know. I saw a lot of people. I just look at YouTubers. I guess just I wanted to see if they were kind of disappointed by it too. And everybody was like, "Who's number 30?" I don't know if I guess it was. I don't know if they meant to spoil it or if I just happened to pick up on it. I don't know. They mentioned during the Gunther and Styles match that Gunther was going to be in the Rumble and he was going to be like entering last. So 30 wasn't really a surprise. Um, and that's another big issue, not having number 30 be a surprise. It's so annoying when it's like, or you already know who's coming out number 30.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like it's all issues. Oh, Jericho didn't return, which
Yeah,
I guess we
apparently,
kind of set ourselves up for it, but you know,
apparently, yeah, and but like with Jericho, apparently he's still like listed on the AEW roster page. So
wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I could see them bringing. I do think he is coming to WWE, and maybe he didn't want to show up there because either way, he was going to probably be the number one or number two talking point. But I'm sure he wants to be the main talking point. So if he does return, it could be on like a Raw or something, where he is going to be the main talking point coming out of that show.
That makes sense. I just, I don't know. It would have we needed something to inject some life into this that would make this rumble memorable because it's when you look back at it, dude, I'm not gonna remember anything about this rumble besides not liking it.
Hmm.
Um and that could have been something for it, but I understand why.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now all that's out of the way, Roman Reigns, he's won the Royal Rumble. Where does he go after this?
Well, since we saw, yeah, during the Rumble, Cody Rhodes was attacked or basically like eliminated by Drew McIntyre. So once again, we're gonna see Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Um, I'm so sick of that feud. I don't know if that's gonna be WrestleMania or if that's gonna be Elimination Chamber. I'm hoping it's Elimination Chamber because I really don't want to see that at WrestleMania. Like I don't care for it, and it doesn't really matter how they repackage it. You could put it in a Hell in a Cell, and I'm not really gonna be excited for it at this point. They faced too many times. Um,
That and
so
the
we
funny
know what's going to happen with that title. So obviously he's probably going to challenge CM Punk, right, for the world title.
Yeah, the funny thing with all this is, so about a month ago, there were reports where it was going to be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for a third time at WrestleMania this year. But apparently, according to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, according to Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, they said that Triple H has moved away from those plans because he's worried about fan fatigue. And now here we are potentially going into Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre part what, 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm so sick of it.
I'm how do you expect us to be fatigued of you think we'll be fatigued of this, but then you want to continue with this storyline that's been happening since WrestlePalooza, and what you think we're just not going to be fatigued from it? I mean,
I, I,
at this point, you've got to do Cody Rhodes. I mean, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the world title.
what
But the
if they
thing is,
did a well, what if they did like a fatal four way and they did like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, I guess Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
yeah,
But that's a triple threat. That's actually what they had last year, plus Braun Breaker, essentially. So,
yeah,
uh,
no. I mean, the triple threat match was fine, but It's just the
Yeah,
same thing we
yeah.
saw last year. That's my only issue, and
I don't know what they're
they're
gonna do,
all
man.
yeah. I mean that's why we're on here because we're trying to figure out where they're going to go.
Yeah.
But like I said, they really didn't leave us with anything to look forward to. All we know is that Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan have won the Royal Rumble. That's all we know, and they've both said that they're going to wait and figure out when they're going to pick their champion of their choosing at WrestleMania. And that's an issue with me. I would like to know coming out of the Rumble where they are going, so we have something to look forward to. Now we just have to wait and see now.
You don't think that Drew? You think Drew is actually gonna? What I feel like could possibly happen, like now that I think about it, is I think that we are going to see. My prediction would be that Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes are going to face at Elimination Chamber. Cody is going to win the title back from Drew McIntyre due to something that happens that pulls Drew away from the title picture, and then we move on to Cody and Roman.
For Mania.
Yes.
And then what about CM Punk?
Um,
I guess
I
he
have
gets the
no clue.
winner of the Elimination Chamber.
I mean, I get, well, regardless, I mean, kind of have to do that, right? I
Hmm.
mean, because if he challenged Punk, then it would be, what about Cody? Or not Cody, well, Drew, but I don't think Drew's holding it until WrestleMania. So it's essentially for me, what's going to happen with Cody?
What I want is Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. That's what I want to see at WrestleMania. I I think you could do Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, and finally have Drew McIntyre beat Roman Reigns.
At yeah, I mean, I
Because you
guess,
because
yeah.
you remember that they were going to do that match last year at WrestleMania. Remember, because at the beginning of last year, Drew McIntyre started this bloodline hunter, like this.
Uh-huh.
He was going to go on this bloodline hunting thing and take down all the members of the bloodline, and then they just scrapped it. I mean,
Yeah.
you could pick up with on that now, because you know Jacob Fatu, he's been getting involved with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Maybe you could run that match at uh, Elimination Chamber, that triple threat match, because that's also been a match rumored for WrestleMania is Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. But I
Yeah. I
think
mean,
I would like
I'm not
I,
sure.
I would like to see Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns go after Drew McIntyre because it'd be something a little bit different. We don't have to get CM Punk and Roman Reigns again. I know they haven't gone one on one, but we saw that last year, and we don't have to see Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre again.
Yeah, that sounds good. I
We
mean, we'll
just
see if
need.
WWE does it though.
I just want them to get Cody Rhodes away from Drew McIntyre. I'm sick and tired of it.
I think we
So
all are.
that is what I would do. Will they do it though? Who knows? Who knows? But goodness. All right. What about Liv Morgan? She is the 2026 Royal Rumble winner. About time. She is no longer the bridesmaid. She is now the bride. Now we were talking about this. We were talking a little bit about this before we started this video, and you seem like you don't know where she's going. So
I mean, well, first, I feel like this match was better than the men's rumble.
the second half
That's
of
not to
it,
say that. Yeah, that's not to say that it was
towards the
super
end.
good. Uh, I do like it seems like what they followed throughout the years, or at least the past 2 years that I've noticed, is that the
Mhm.
women's rumble always has where it gets super stacked up, and at like one point it's like half the match that they're all in the ring at once, and then some big spot happens where like seven plus or whatever of them get tossed out at once, while the men's rumble is always consistently like maybe four or five people in the ring. So I enjoy that the women's rumbles seem more like frantic or chaotic, kind of embodies more of what I picture to be the Royal Rumble match, you know?
Hmm.
Um, I like that. They had a few good spots. Surprise entrance. Um, Honestly, even less to write home about than the men's rumble, which is saying a lot because the only surprise entrant was Brie Bella, I think. Um, I think, right? That's the only one I remember.
Yeah, I guess like
Um,
it.
no
Yeah, I
Bianca,
mean,
no AJ. Um, yeah,
the reason I think
Tiffany was number 30, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess.
to me, dude, I just don't think AJ wanted to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame her one bit. And it, dude, I really hope Bianca Belair is okay
Yeah.
because
I
she's
mean,
been out for a year with a finger injury. I mean, how bad is that finger?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, so this match was decent. But in terms of like, so Liv Morgan won, very predictable. I mean, we all kind of knew there wasn't really much else like other options for it. It was Bianca or Liv Morgan essentially.
Mhm.
And so now that Liv Morgan has won, um, the issue is, well, first of all, I don't really watch consistently as much as I did before because it's WWE currently. It's boring as hell to watch every week. Um, so I don't really know exactly what I know that. Well, I know that Stephanie's the champion. I know that Liv Morgan's been having issues with Raquel, and they're Judgment Day. Will they split? Are they on the same page? We have that storyline that's never gonna end. It feels like. Um,
Yeah.
but besides that, I don't really know. Do you have any more? Do you have a solid idea for what you think Liv Morgan is going to do going into this Mania?
To me, I think she's going after the world title. I think her and Stephanie Vaquer will happen at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know if they throw Raquel Rodriguez in there because she did eliminate Raquel Rodriguez towards the end of that Rumble match, and then Raquel
Uh huh.
Rodriguez also has a world title match on the next episode of Raw, Philadelphia Street Fight against Stephanie Vaquer. I don't see Raquel Rodriguez winning that match. I could see Liv and Roxanne trying to get involved and maybe try to help Raquel, but it backfires. Um, but I mean, Liv Morgan's not going after Jade Cargill.
Yeah, no, for
She's not going
sure.
after Jade Cargill. It's got to be Stephanie Vaquer. Hell, what if they put the title on Raquel Rodriguez and we get Liv versus Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania 42?
Yeah, but then I wonder what they would do with Stephanie. Maybe this could be the triple threat match. What if they did that?
Yeah, because you could do that. I feel like they're going to. I mean, I'm about to go like way far in advance, but I feel like this story is going to be with all the Judgment Day women. It's all going to lead all the way to Money in the Bank, where maybe Roxanne Perez wins the Money in the Bank, and then you've got Liv Morgan as a world champion, and I think that's going to create even more like tension between those ladies because Liv doesn't want Roxanne to cash in on her because they've gotten really close this year ever since Liv came back. 'Cause you remember
Yeah,
at first they didn't want anything to do with each other, and to me, honestly, it feels like Liv has kind of gotten more closer with Roxanne now than she is with Raquel, and I wonder if they're going to do some kind of jealousy storyline with those three ladies.
you think
So
it could culminate in like a triple threat between all, or a triple threat between all of them?
yeah, at some point, I think it could. But at WrestleMania, dude, I'm just gonna go with Liv versus Stephanie. I just think that's the direction that they're going to want to go. So
Man, yeah, I mean, I just hope that this storyline actually has a definitive, decisive ending because Judgment Day, oh, I mean, they've been carrying this storyline on forever. I mean, what's happening with Finn Balor? Who also in the men's rumble, that's another issue, didn't show up at all, wasn't mentioned or
yeah,
anything.
bro,
I
we
mean,
instead of Finn Balor, we got Mr. Iguana.
and 2 El Grande Americanos to be for, like, a
Yes.
minute, which was honestly
Yes.
probably my favorite part of that match, like, unironically, but it was, like, what, like, 30 seconds or a minute until they were both eliminated?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like
I don't have much positive to say about any of these matches.
well, I okay. So you didn't like Gunther or AJ Styles either?
Well, we're talking about yeah, I mean the Royal Rumble matches.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
hold on.
okay.
The
Yeah.
women's Rumble, the final three was pretty good. I think that's really the main positive I could say about that match. The
Yeah.
final three was Soruka, Tiffany, and Liv were both. I thought it was pretty solid. Although
Soul
Soul
Ruka
hit
had a Soul Ruka had a really good showing in this Rumble
She
match.
did, Lash Legend did as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruka, the only thing that was funny that I thought, which may just be nitpicky, she hit the Soul Snatcher on the outside, or she tried to, but like,
Yeah.
where would you have gone? I mean, the way she was going, she would have just fell to the outside. So I
Well,
don't know
it looked
exactly
like
what the plan
she
was,
probably
but
she what she probably wanted to do was is hit the Soul Snatcher on Tiffany Stratton to where Tiffany would like bounce off the apron and then roll to the floor. That's probably what her plan
yeah,
was, but it ultimately backfired, and then Liv hit the
yeah,
Oblivion
it was
to
a pretty cool
send.
ending sequence though.
Yeah, it was.
Um, So that match was better. I guess so. We've talked about that. Then we can go to, I mean, what you were just talking about. I mean, not even probably. I mean, it was the best match on the entire show. Gunther and AJ Styles. So, I mean, we'll go with you then first. What were your thoughts on this match?
I really enjoyed it, to be honest. What I liked about this match is throughout the entire match, Gunther was trying everything he could to stay away from the calf crusher. Uh, there's a guy on Twitter. He's always like posting like clips from matches, and he kind of like gives his like commentary on them. And I thought what he said was like really spot on. He took the match and he got clips from it from every time Gunther was either um trying to get AJ away from his legs or like countering the calf crusher multiple times. And I liked that because Gunther knew that if AJ got the calf crusher in that he was gonna have to tap again. And there were multiple times where AJ Styles was just trying to go after the leg and Gunther was just having to, kick him away. Everything. There was one point where he put the calf crusher in and then he countered it into a sleeper hold. Um, Gunther, man, again, dude, I don't know where these people are coming from. Where these people are coming here saying he's boring, he's not good. I mean, what does the guy have to do?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I didn't see it as crazy with this match, but I mean, obviously, that still is a topic online. But people are just, I mean, bruh, Gunther is a fantastic talent, and I get why they. Now, I have my own individual complaints because, like, AJ Styles retiring in Saudi Arabia on the mid card is kind of crazy, but I
Hmm.
I think it's due to just outside, like, it's him nearing the end of his career, so I think it's more just him needing to call it quits for one reason or the other. So I get that. And this was just good timing with it being the Rumble. But man, selfishly, I kind of wish they made it into a longer storyline going into Mania. But
Yeah.
as we know, that didn't happen.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently, we've seen the reports where apparently, like, this was going like WrestleMania. He was going to have his last match here, and now I don't know if you saw where Triple H has like asked him to be like a backstage guy now, where he's going to like be working backstage, like a producer
Oh,
role or a
really?
coach. Yeah, I do. I've seen so many people say that like this was his final match, or there's also people that think he's going to show up in TNA or AEW. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Um, who knows? If it were up
I
to
mean,
me,
if he
man,
shows up in TNA, he's still in WWE, basically, right?
yeah, yeah, he is. But I don't know, man. I think he's to me. It feels like he's done. Like that was his final match ever, and he's just going to start wrestling and be with his family. I think that's where we're going with AJ Styles now. So
Damn, man, that's crazy. We even have to like,
yeah, it is.
that's reality now. That's
And then we just
crazy.
had John Cena,
Yep.
a month ago. It's wild times now with Gunther. Where do you think Gunther goes next?
Um, Honestly, I didn't even consider that. Gunther,
Do
where
they just
would he go
continue this
next?
career killer? They just
Yeah, but then who next?
I mean, who's like a guy that's like a John Cena or AJ Styles that's kind of getting close to the end of their career?
The only person I can think of is Brock Lesnar, and I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, though.
I mean, because Brock Lesnar
Not
did
enough
eliminate
to continue his
Obafemi,
gimmick.
so I feel like
Yeah.
that might be where they go with Brock Lesnar is Obafemi.
Uh-huh.
So Chris
Maybe like,
Jericho, if Chris Jericho returns, but I don't think Chris Jericho just wants to come back and then just lose to Gunther and then that's
oh,
it.
what about Gunther versus Randy Orton?
Randy Orton's got a lot
I
of
mean, I
time
know
left, bro.
they faced a few years, ago, or was it a few years ago at this point, or was that last year? I don't know. They faced not at WrestleMania, but they faced King of the Ring finals. I think that was two. It may have
Yeah,
been
2
last
years
year,
ago.
actually.
2
2
years
years ago.
ago.
Okay. I think they faced a few other times too, but I think putting in that perspective, that'd be okay. I can't think of anything else for him.
Yeah, I honestly can't either. The only thing is I can only person I can really think of right now is Brock Lesnar. That's the
Hmm.
only name that comes to my mind right now is for Gunther. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
who knows, man? But I mean, is there anything else you want to? I feel like we've touched up on everything.
I think so. I mean, yeah, man, I think that's the biggest part of the Royal Rumble. The biggest takeaway was this match. Like you said, it was pretty good. Um, I mean, yeah, for the most part, though, overall, this PLE, yeah, like you said, left a lot of questions, and now I guess only time will tell where we're going to be shaping up for these matches. I hope that at least some of these are correct, though, because yeah, I really don't want to see Drew and Cody again. And we need to see Gunther having a prominent role at WrestleMania. They need to not put it like some sort of just throwaway match. They need to actually involve him in some serious storyline. So I hope we find out very soon where he can kind of fit into that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the whole like AJ losing. I'm glad that he didn't tap out, so that way we don't have to hear Gunther come out every week again and say he made
Yeah.
AJ Styles tap out like a little bitch, and they'll make that
Yeah.
into a T-shirt and everything. So we'll see though. But yeah, Royal Rumble has officially it's behind us now, and now we're on the road to WrestleMania. Let's just fingers crossed, man, that
Yeah.
this year's Road to Mania and this year's WrestleMania in general is a lot better than what we got last year.
Well, last year's overall WrestleMania wasn't terrible, but like the main event, man.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah, let's do this different.
yes, please, please. But let us know in the comments down below, like what you thought of Royal Rumble this year. What matches would you like to see at WrestleMania? This was kind of a like WrestleMania review, but also where does WWE go next going into the road to WrestleMania. We just kind of just decided to clump these two things together. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come join Wrestling City, make Wrestling City the greatest city in the world for all of your wrestling content. We promise you will enjoy your stay here in Wrestling City, but that's about it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. God bless. Peace.